was a little bit surprised when he announced that she was pregnant on American television on the Late Late Show. I thought, maybe Tana would have wanted to announce this herself, because we don't know, you know, she's 41, and I don't think the pregnancy must have been quite unexpected, because the 4 children they already have are all teenagers, so it's quite a big gap. I don't know, if I had been her, I would have wanted to keep it quite a lot longer. But I feel for her. She's such a nice woman, and originally she trained as a teacher. And, you know, she's got such a strong bond with her kids, it'll get her through it. But it can't be nice to have it out there in the public domain. It can't.
I can understand why people call it the loneliest grief, actually, because it's so personal, so insular. It's happened before people have met this little person, so they have no emotional connection to it. Therefore, when it does happen, I mean, I remember when I got pregnant with Kira, and my sister Bernie had just found out she was pregnant as well. She was just slightly ahead of me, and we were both really excited and all that. And then, very sadly, she miscarried the baby, and they were absolutely devastated, her and her husband. Just completely devastated, which instantly made me feel guilty, which instantly made me think, I don't want to talk about pregnancy when she's here, you know, and as I was getting bigger, and it was like, you know, you just don't know what to say. And in actual fact, Bernie turned around to me. She was the first one, actually, when Kira was born, obviously after me and Ray, she was the first one to visit and hold Kira, and I got such a lump in my throat because her baby should have been just before mine. And she said to me, stop feeling guilty, because I'm grieving the loss of my baby. I didn't want your baby, I want mine. You know, it was mine. I still love Kira, she's my niece. And she was so strong with it. And the other thing was the amount of people, because obviously Bernie did get a lot of attention from the family, but the man seems to get kind of forgotten a little bit. And I just remember Steve, her husband at the time, being just devastated to the point that they then decided, you know what, we've got Erin, we're blessed with Erin, and we're not trying again. They didn't try again after that because they couldn't cope with it.
Do you know, that's something I think about, you know, because we're thinking about having a third and it's a topic of conversation. Obviously, you have to think about these things, and I'm getting older, and when do I start? And, you know, I had a friend, sadly, 2 weeks ago who lost her baby 10 days after he was born, and, you know, you hear this story, and, you know, it's my biggest fear as a parent is something happening to one of my children, born, unborn, and you know, there's so many risks, especially as you get older. And I think, am I being
I don't think it's
greedy?
I don't think either you've got a bigger risk of having a miscarriage as you get older. I think actually statistically, you've got less risk of having a miscarriage as you get older. There might be other concerns.
Complications.
There might be other concerns, but miscarriage is not top of the list.
Let's just think about all the things that could go wrong. And I've got a beautiful baby boy. I've got a beautiful girl. You know.
But how did you handle it with your friend that's lost a baby?
It's
did you find it difficult?
I find it really difficult because you don't know what to say. You don't know how to approach it. You know, and she's grieving so heavily, and
I think there is no right or wrong thing to say, because every woman handles grief differently, and whereas some people will want you to, it'll be the first thing they want you to say is, I'm so sorry to hear about your loss, so that they can talk openly about it, and others will want no mention of it whatsoever. So I think if you've been given permission
to talk about it,
then I think you should. We've had it in our family. A very, very close family member of mine has suffered a number of miscarriages. And as a family, it is difficult to know, how do you support someone who's going through something that I myself haven't experienced? I'm lucky enough to have two children. I've never had a miscarriage. But I think you have to take your lead from the other person and just be as supportive and as kind and considerate as you possibly can. And you touched it on, Colleen. Remember the men, because it's not just the woman who's lost a child. A father has lost a child as well, and remember to offer your support and kindness there as well.
Don't you think the good thing is, Andrea, that now we have one of the upsides of having the internet is that people can discuss things like this. Even if your friends can't talk to you, they can go on the internet and talk to other people in that situation anonymously, without, you know, any fear of being judged or whatever. So So one of the upsides of the internet is that there are a lot of websites that can help people, and there are a lot of people that they can
And I
talk
think as
to.
well, Janet, with something like the internet and forums and that sort of thing, you can express emotions that you wouldn't necessarily want your friends and family to hear. You can express anger, grief,
I think it's
jealousy
anger.
even.
I'm glad you mentioned anger, because I think anger's an important part of it, because we all talk about women getting over a miscarriage and working their way through it, but they've got to be really angry, because they will be blaming, they'll be examining themselves and thinking, did I do something wrong? Because women do that about so many other things in their lives.
And also for women who, you know, there will be some women will see it as a form of jealousy. You know, I don't want to be with my friend because it's reminding me that she's got a baby and
to be able to,
and you know what, that's
allow
okay,
to say
that
out
feeling.
loud.
Yeah.
If you've enjoyed that, then why not click here for more? And don't forget to subscribe by clicking here, so that you never miss out on the best Loose Women moments.
Get home and you do this, you pull yourself together and you open the front door and smile, because you don't want to burden anybody else, whether it's family or friends or your other half or anything like that, because they're not necessarily going to understand. And I think that
I'd rather half pick up on it, though.
no, I was very good at hiding it.